So today we're going to do pranayama. Pranayama are the breathing exercises, and in the traditional Patanjali's yoga system, pranayama goes after asana. That implies that it works even on a little bit more subtle level than the physical practice. And all of you know that our mental state is very much interconnected with the breath. So when you're scared, your breath is less deep, it's more superficial, and it's faster. When you feel calm and peaceful, your breathing is slower, is more flowing. So by consciously working with your breath, you can change your mental state. And today I'm going to show you 3 techniques. And if you do all of them together, they are supposed to energize yourself, especially the last one of them. Those first 2 are more for calming down your mind, just to switch your mind to a more concentrated state. So the reason why I place those 2 before those energizing last one is that it's better first to tune into this more concentrated state and only then do this last one. So those techniques, especially the last technique, they are not suitable for the night time before you go to bed. So it's better to do when you really want to get some more energy. And also this last one, never do on the full stomach. So it's better, ideally you do it on an empty stomach or after at least 3 hours after a light meal or 5 hours after a big meal. So let's start, and we are going to do those breathing exercises crossed legs. So you're not supposed to be necessarily in Padmasana, in the lotus posture, so just cross your legs, straighten your back. And my teacher in India who taught me those techniques, he always told us that before you start every technique, you exhale with the left nostril. So before we do that, just close your eyes for a while and tune into your breath. And just make it a little deeper. And take one more inhale and then breathe out with your left nostril. And the first pranayama that we are going to do is called Ujjayi pranayama. So some people who are familiar with Ashtanga yoga practice, you probably know that Ujjayi breath is the breath with the sound. But here we also do the breath retention, so we hold the breath, we sustain the breath after an inhale, only for 5 seconds, not more. So breathe in with your nose and make the sound by contracting your vocal cords. And then sustain the breath. And then breathe out, again with the sound. And breathe in. And again sustain. And breathe out with the sound. So you don't do the breath retention after an exhale, only after inhale. So inhale again. Hold. And exhale. Inhale. Hold. and exhale. And continue according to your breath, the same thing. Remember to sustain your breath only after inhale. Let's take a few more cycles of this. Let's do one last round of it. And take a normal inhale. And exhale with the left nostril. And let's start the next one. So the previous one you can do whenever you want to get more concentrated and more calm, more peaceful. This next one that we're going to do now, it works in a similar way. So it's also for getting more concentrated, getting more grounded. So here we are going to use different nostrils, and please do your hand like this. So you hold your index and your middle finger closer to your thumb, and you use your thumb to press into the right nostril, and you use the ring finger and the small finger to close your left nostril. So we're going to breathe with the different nostrils. And now inhale with both of the nostrils. You can inhale with the sound, or you can just do a normal inhale. And exhale with the left. Inhale again with both. And exhale with the right. So that was one cycle. Now let's do it again. So inhale with both. Exhale with the left. Inhale with both. And exhale with the right. That's with the second cycle. Let's do one more together. So inhale with both. Exhale with the left. Inhale with both. And exhale with the right. And continue with your own speed, with your own breath. When I tell you to finish, just finish the cycle. So finishing the cycle means that you exhale with the right nostril. So let's continue. as deep as possible, not only as deep, so as you don't feel any pressure, so you can always sustain the same speed of the breath, making the length of the inhale and exhale the same. Now finish your cycle, that means you're exhaling with the right nostril, and after you do, then inhale normally and exhale with the left. And now we have come to this energizing pranayama, which is called Bhastrika pranayama, and for this one there are contraindications, so please don't do it if you have your period, or if you're pregnant, or if you have very high blood pressure. Unless you have it, then you're welcome to do it. So this technique that I'm going to show you, it has 3 parts. In the first part, we're going to breathe using the abdomen. So this is mainly the abdomen breathing. So what you're trying to do is to almost switch off your chest from this process of breathing. Of course, it's not possible to not to use it completely, but try to use it as little as possible. So mainly your belly, And also, this breathing is very fast. So I'm going to show you what I mean. With an inhale, you want to pull your belly out, and with an exhale, in a very fast way, you want to bring it in. So it looks like this. And don't let your shoulders move, so avoid something like this. So no, it's only the abdomen. If you're a beginner in this, it's very helpful to hold your hands on your abdomen so that you could really feel that you use this part and not any other part. And if you are a beginner, try to do at least those 30 breaths. If you're not a beginner, then it's unlimited, so do as much as possible. And if you really try to do it in a proper way, after you finish, you might even feel your belly muscles, and if you do that, that's great. So let's do this first step together. And when you feel like finishing, stop, and then we're going to inhale through the mouth. So the idea is to get the colder air inside. You can even pull out your tongue a little bit, so it gets even more effective. If you're able, when pulling your tongue out, to make a tube out of it, then it's great. I would show you, but I'm one of those people who are not able to do that. So it's enough actually if you're the same as me in this, then you can just pull out your tongue and it's completely okay. So we're going to do a deep inhale with the mouth, and after we do it, we're going to sustain the breath for a while. And while we will be sustaining the breath, we're going to hold 3 bandhas, locks. So we're going to lift the pelvic floor a little bit up. This is called Mula Bandha. We're going to use Uddiyana Bandha. We're going to lift the belly up, and we're also going to use Jalandhara Bandha. That means that your chin is very close to your chest. So let's do it. With an inhale, pull out your tongue and breathe in, and then hold, using all the bandhas. And breathe out. So especially if you're a beginner, don't do those holdings of the breath, those breath retentions for too long. You might notice that after Bhastrika, you're able to sustain your breath for a longer time, and that's because your blood is getting rich in oxygen, and you can, for a while, and you can last longer with those breath retentions. So you can try to do it a little bit longer, but please don't exaggerate it too much. So let's do again all those 3 parts, one after another. So we start with the Bhastrika itself. Then inhale with the mouth and sustain. And then exhale. Let's take a few normal breaths. And let's do it again. Then inhale and sustain. And then exhale again. So when you do it on your own, of course, you can do this Bhastrika for a longer period of time or for a shorter, but try to make at least 30 those fast breath. And also this breath retention, the length of it is up to you. And if you feel a little bit dizzy doing that, it's okay. But if you do, just take a little bit of rest in between those cycles of Bhastrika. And we are going to finish again with an Ujjayi Pranayama because it's a very grounding technique which makes all of our session balanced. So before that, exhale with the left nostril and start Ujjayi Pranayama. So inhale with a sound. Sustain. And exhale with a sound. Again, inhale. Sustain. And exhale. And continue a few times more. So finish your cycle, do at least 5 cycles like this. And if you have a chance to do at least a short Shavasana, the resting pose, lying down on the ground, then do it, because it seems like not something like asanas, right? Something physically hard, but believe me, it works deep, and Shavasana makes those energies very balanced. So thank you for watching. Tell me how you feel after the practice and have a very nice day.